why we need to meditate. Basically, the main reason is dukkha in Pali. It means disease, suffering, unsatisfactoriness, affliction, stress, conflict, unhappiness, inherent instability, and dissatisfaction of existence. It is the very first noble truth, or literally mean the first ultimate truth of life identified by the Buddha, is to be comprehended, to recognize the problem. So why does one suffer? One suffers our own biased thoughts, embedded with greed-headed delusion that sneak in with your thoughts. And this will result in craving as a consequence of liking, disliking, or sensual desire for sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, and thoughts. And this is the second noble truth, or second ultimate truth, which need to be eradicated. You need to eradicate the cause to get rid of the problem, which is suffering, which is a consequence. The Buddha said, true nature of the mind is luminous, but tainted with transitory, very important, transitory mental impurities. That means that's not the true nature of the mind. It transits through. The true nature of the mind is like a clean house, a nice empty kitchen, but you got a hole in the wall or something, allowing these minds to come in, transit through, but it never leave you because you got provide them with food and all that. So you got problem on hand, you suffer. So how to get rid of the mouse? Very easy. Get a cat. So cat is like your mindfulness, mindful awareness. It's the mouse is like a thought. It's the nature of the mindfulness will get rid of the cat by itself, kill it with one swift move. So Buddha prescribed this as an antidote called for 4 foundations of mindfulness. The benefit, he said, is a supreme path that will purify all beings. Let one transcend grief, sorrow, lamentation, overcomes suffering and unhappiness, understand essential Dharma, which is a middle path, noble eightfold path, and realize Nirvana, ultimate peace and happiness. หลวงพ่อคำเขียน the late หลวงพ่อคำเขียน who used to come here, stated that the 4 foundations of mindfulness created the Buddha. And in return, the Buddha prescribed this as a way to get out of suffering. So ordinary people would be hit by 2 arrows. The first arrow is the natural pain or Sabhava Physical Dukkha. Sabhava-Dukkha or Kājika Dukkha, like aging, sickness, and death. No one can escape that. The second arrow that got hit is mental suffering, Cetasika Dukkha. It generates through your mind, like depart from your loved ones, did not get what you want or got what you don't want. It's called Cetasika Dukkha. It's self-inflicted because it generates through your mind, your thoughts. Second noble truth, ultimate truth. The Enlightened Ones also hit with 2 arrows, but he only got hit with the first arrow. The second arrow missed him because he saw it's from his thoughts. So he only hit with Sabhava-Dukkha or Kayika Dukkha, but not hit with second arrow or no mental suffering or Cetasika Dukkha, as he catch his own thoughts as it arises. This is from Sallattha Sutta. So the second noble truth has been eradicated, no cause of suffering, so he only live his life with the physical pain, not the mental pain. There are three pillars in Buddhism as a core of Buddhism. The first one called Pariyatti. You studying, learning the Dharma, the truth. It's a conceptual map of reality. It's like a cow herd or a shepherd that can count the cows, but never taste the cow milk or the meat, so on. Same thing with the shepherd. Only knew the cow, the sheep, but don't know the nature of it. So the second aspect, the second pillar is patipatti, when we're practicing, training the mind, the live cultivation of the map as meditation, mind development. And that includes concentration meditation and insight meditation. The third is pativeda, or penetration, realization, direct experiential knowledge of reality. This is what you want to gain, enlightenment, to realize the truth. So why four foundations? It's a reverse engineering technique to catch one's thought as it arises. So our life form, the Buddha described as five aggregates of form, including body, tongue, body, and mind, feeling, perception, thought formation, and consciousness. These five group existence form this life form, a person, and we cling to it as self. So we meditate in the four foundation, the body, or form, we meditate on the body, observe the body. Feeling, we observe the feeling. And we observe with pure perception with mindfulness and self-awareness. Thought formation, we observe mental phenomena. And mind, consciousness, we observe the mind. That's how we observe these four foundations. Basically, you observe your life because we dwell in these four aspects of life. And perception is the pure mindful awareness that oversees the other four aspects. To getting rid of desirable and undesirable nature that works to please phantom ego, which is not truly existing except through your thoughts, and you try to please it. So what is mindfulness? Mindfulness, pay attention to the present moment with intention while letting go of judgment. When we talk about mindfulness, in fact, there are two components in there. Mindfulness or sati is a self-recollection, self-remembrance. And self-awareness or sampajanya is basically clear comprehension, clear knowing, full awareness, conscious awareness. It's wisdom in action. So these two are the virtues of great benefit that oversee your life. So mindfulness sees or retrieve phenomena. And when you go to the airport, you have to go gate A, B, or C, depends on your flight. They retrieve you with mindfulness. And sampajanya of self-awareness investigate the phenomena. The TSA agent put you through X-ray machine, scan your belongings, and see what you have hidden in yourself. They can recognize good or bad people and so on. And practice with perseverance. You can practice 24/7, through this practice to cultivate self-awareness and mindfulness. It's through self-observation of the body, feeling, mind, mental phenomena, together of desirable and undesirable nature that arise of the body, feeling, mind, and mental phenomena. So basically anything that arises in your life, you come to see it. So there are two kinds of meditation, as mentioned earlier, samatha, or concentration or tranquility meditation, aramanupadicchana. It focuses on developing mental concentration and inner peace, involves mainly through mindfulness or sati. Practitioners concentrate on a single object, often the breath, a mantra, or image, like the Buddha image and so on. Helps quiet the mind and prepare it for deeper insight. Ideal for beginners, seeking stability and focus. By itself, it doesn't lead to enlightenment. Just like you observe mental object here, the mind is focused, fixated on the mental object. It's just like a flashlight, only shine one direction. So, or as if your mind is with the mental object, being strapped or tied to the post, which is the mental object. So mind fixated and absorbed into mental object, which plays a major role here. The mental object is objectively with sati. You observe it with sati through your mind with mindfulness. No self-awareness, no wisdom in action, no enlightenment. Only give you mental power because you got a stream of direct stream flashlight, very sharp, but only see one thing, one object, mental object. And vipassana is insight meditation, is unique to Buddhism, called Lakkhanopanijjhana, characteristic focused jhana. Aim to cultivate self-awareness, sampajanya, and mindfulness sati. Builds on steady mind, or samadhi, developed through anchoring, not fixating, anchoring, chaining, or embedding, not fixating on an object, such as breath, such as thought, such as breath, body movement, like we did a dynamic meditation on what here. You embed your mindfulness with the hand movement. Involve observing thoughts, sensations, emotions as they arise, or the four foundations of mindfulness. So you gain so not fixating on the object of breath of body, just observe the breath of body movement. Involve observing thoughts, sensations, and emotions as they arise, of four foundations of mindfulness. So you gain insight into impermanence, imperfection, and not self, non-self. The three universal mark characteristics of existence that govern everything in the universe. So basically, together, these practices guide the mind towards liberation and enlightenment. So self-awareness is like you have a light post that shine a light everywhere in the parking lot. And the mind basically can oversee everything with mindfulness, and self-awareness. The mental object become less important here because you're observing body, feeling, mind, mental phenomena. Your mental object is to gain a steady mind. So mind plays a major role, anchoring, not fixating to a mental object with sati or mindfulness. And mind, subjectively, is being aware with sampajanya or self-awareness or wisdom in action. Basically, is wisdom leading to enlightenment by seeing true nature of things as they really are, the three universal marks or tilakkana, impermanence, imperfection, and non-self. So it's like a dog being chained but not tied to the post. So he can run around loose according to the length of that chain. He's not being tied down to the post. He can roam around. So mental object become less important here, but he's observing what's ongoing to body, feeling, mind, mental phenomena. It's like you play a musical chair. Basically, mind can engage in only one mental object at a time. And basically, when one is aware, unawareness disappears. So your mind can only engage in one mental object at a time. When you're aware, unawareness disappears. And when you're unaware, awareness disappears. So when you're mindfully aware, then you engage in what is ongoing. It's like a king on the throne. He's being retrieved by mindfulness. So he's not going out deer hunting or taking vacation anywhere. He's ruling, sit on the throne. He's ruling with self-awareness of wisdom in action. He's securing the fort. No enemy there attacking the fort because it will meet with ruins. And this is how it works. The four foundations of mindfulness, the sixth sense sphere, through your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, with corresponding consciousness. There's contact, feeling, which is the direct path from the contact. It resulted in pure perception. Then it came biased perception, craving, disturbing thought, and obsessive thoughts. That the Buddha book this now 2,600 years ago. That's what he taught. And on the left side is the diagram of how neuroscientists see how we perceive things in various ways, either through your eye or through your ears, or seeing things like your house, your car, and so on. It's computer, laptop, and your phone. It registers through your brain the object, what it is, and label it automatically as self. It's like a feedback loop on the lower left corner. The feedback loop from the visual center after you perceive things through your eyes back to the midbrain is about 5 times stronger than the incoming signal. And you generate this self-image hologram, which is not truly existing except through your thoughts, a phantom ego. Professor Damasio, head of neurology and U of Iowa, stated that in parallel with generating mental patterns for an object, the brain also generates a sense of self in the act of knowing. But the Buddha on the right side saying it's not parallel, it's sequential. When you generate a mental pattern from an object, that's a pure perception. And after that, you generate a sense of self in the act of knowing. You label as yours, which is but a phantom ego. Not truly existing, it's self-image hologram. So that's why we end up with trying to please it, this phantom ego, with sensual desire, liking and disliking. That's the second noble truth, or ultimate truth, that need to be eradicated. How do you eradicate? By being mindfully aware. When you perceive things with pure perception, and then you can free it from the pathway. It will stop at the pure perception. And you end the suffering. There's no suffering. as the third noble truth. End of suffering is to be realized. So, as mentioned, a person's form is the combination of these five aggregates. Is the body of form and consciousness, and the other three are mental activities. Consciousness is formless, but leave a trace behind as mental activities. And when we perceive things is endearing and pleasing, when we lack of mindful awareness, it becomes a problem. If you have mindful awareness, you perceive things purely with perceptual processing, with only Vedana or feeling and Sanya perception. It's active perception, neutral perception, pure perception. No craving, because you oversee everything purely, without conditioning, without fabrication. But when you lack mindful awareness, you perceive things with conceptual processing, Sanya Chetana, become passive and biased. You end up with craving. Craving arises and sustains. That's when you have problem. You end up with suffering. So you need to stop it. So when you're in thoughts, basically you're in time and space. Thing that you recognize in the past now become thing that you recognize now. You know the thing. So space-time dealing with it in your thoughts. You're in the conceptual world, virtual phenomena, not in ultimate reality. That's how you end up with avijja, or ignorance, being a fool, deluded, not knowing the Four Noble Truth or Four Ultimate Truth of suffering, cause of suffering, end of suffering with a path to end suffering. And not knowing that you'll be trapped in the thought of the past or the thought into the future. And sometimes the whole stream of thought from the past into the future, and not knowing that the present moment is the result of dependent arising, or dependent origination, or law of causation that resulted you coming here, you're here today because of the dependent arising, your intention and so on, impulse and so on with the thought. It's not exists by itself. It has a reason. The Buddha said, past is gone. Future is not here yet, hasn't arrived yet. Don't waste time on it. He also said, volition or intention is karma. Karma means action. The arising is a way of life, your thoughts, your ignorance, mental impulse, consciousness. It taints your mind, mental impulse, into mental consciousness got tainted. It generates imagination, nama rupa. Six sense sphere got corrupt, ayotas tangbadma. So contact feeling got corrupt. End up with craving, clinging, becoming your thoughts, birth into your thoughts, and the age and ripening of your thoughts, and you don't get what you want, you get sorrow, lamentation, greed, despair, you suffer. When you're unaware, this going on. Now I or your ego is born. This is like a small world ongoing so many times in a day, called small world. But when you're aware, all these things disappear. You see non-self, it broke a chain, you see nirvana. So basically, it's been proven by functional MRI scan, that every day we went through this at least 6,400 times. Thought worms that they recognized through functional MRI about 6 years ago, 2020. They saw this. That's why we suffer so many times in a day. So how we get rid of it, as mentioned earlier, through self-observation, self-monitoring, these four foundations with perseverance, cultivating self-awareness and mindfulness, to get rid of desirable and undesirable nature that arise at those four foundations of your life. You can practice day and night. Formally, we just did. Informally, you can do it 24/7 because you move all day long. Simply embed your mindfulness at the body movement, you gain self-awareness. And you can practice all day while awake. And observe unbiasedly, without anticipation, without indulging what you encounter, and without intervening. Don't indulge your thoughts. Just catch your thought as it arises. Practice with joy. Joy will lead to bliss, lead to calming body and mind. Allow happiness to arise, conducive for a steady mind to occur. When your mind is steady, you see true nature of things, and you gain mental concentration, mental strength, samatha, as well as insight, vipassana, insight, wisdom. The informal practice, you can practice all day long, the moment you awake until you retire at night. So when you practice insight meditation, forget the front. Don't play with the actor on the screen with your thoughts. Catch the back, the producer. This is what Luang Por Thien advised. Catch the thought as it arises. So when the cat's not here, no cat, mouse happy. When the cat or mindful awareness here, Mel Ma Lang Ka Pung, cat is here, let's flee. Catch all the thoughts. So what we did was just embed, not fixating, mindfulness at the movement, and you gain self-awareness in return, just like we did. Like circle your finger, open and close your fist, you can sense it. Everyone got this, but we neglect and forgot about it, which is very powerful. Or touch the tip, slide your tip of your finger, and digits together. It's a way to awaken knowing nature that you have it in yourself. Like you tilt right palm up, you're aware, bring it up to your chest aware, down tummy aware, left palm same way. Bring your right palm up, aware, bring it out, you're aware. Turn it down, you're aware. Left palm, bring it up to your chest, bring it out, bring it down, turn it down. So that's one cycle. Keep on doing like that continuously. That's how you become aware of yourself through body movement. When you're aware of your body, it awakens your body. Aware of your mind, it awakes your mind. It's Luang Por Thien, Cetasika revived this ancient technique, very powerful. It doesn't have meaning in the technique, but it's very powerful in awakening your self-awareness, which is wisdom in action. So when you practice, basically, no wandering mind. Not allow any wandering mind outside. And don't fixate your mind like you stay inside a cave or outside a cave. But Luang Por Thien would advise as if you're standing at the cave entrance. Just leave your mind like there. Aware internally, 70 to 60%. But aware externally, about 30 to 40%. While you're observing, aware externally 30%, internally 70%. At your body, feeling, mind, mental phenomena. So, aware internally at your body, you're aware through your posture, proprioceptive sense, and aware in the feeling, you're aware either happiness, unhappiness, or neutral feelings. Externally, on the body, you're aware through your body movement, like we did Luang Por Thien technique, and feeling as comfort, discomfort. And on the mind, we just did through the joy, lead to bliss, calming, happiness, and steady mind. It's a very easy way to train your mind like that. And you observe the mental phenomena like the five hindrances, like sensual desire, ill will, stupor, doubt, anxiety, and so on. The five aggregates: form, feeling, perception, thought formation, and consciousness. Six sense sphere, eye, nose, tongue, body, and mind. Seven factors, enlightenment, and Four Noble Truths. We did talk about Four Noble Truths there. And you come to observe these three universal marks of existence: unstable, unbearable, uncontrollable, impermanence, imperfection, and not self. And that's practice of the Four Noble Truths, or Four Ultimate Truths, which to be developed through such practice. You gain insight to see true nature of things. Physically, may be a little bit tough to see because it takes time, but it's easier than catching the mind, which is formless. Form may take time from infant in the crib, become a toddler, become adolescence, young man, middle age, old age, and death, like each chapter of the book. Basically, mind is a little bit tough to catch because formless. So mindful awareness can also catch the thoughts, mind movement, become aware of your body movement through dynamic meditation. See the three universal marks: impermanence, continuity, obscure it; imperfection, movement, obscure it; non-self, uncontrollable, bundling, obscure it. And you come to see the phantom ego, which is not truly theirs. It's but a phantom ego. So you can practice 24/7 through this. Come to see the three universal marks of existence, leading to inside wisdom. See the burden of clinging. The Buddha said that all phenomena are not worth clinging to. You come to witness that, the phantom ego you've been carrying around. Inside wisdom would arise, seeing the true nature of things through realizing this three universal marks of existence. One would grow disenchanted at the form of body, disenchanted of your feeling, perception, thought formation, consciousness. Basically, disenchanted of your life. Dispassionate, discern, and then release or liberate from suffering through this practice. And your mind again, inside wisdom arises, realizing the liberation, called asavakayayana. Realize that birth is ended. The holy life fulfilled, task is done. There's nothing else further beyond this. So the third noble ultimate truth, end of suffering, has been realized when you reach that state. So that's the purpose of why we need to meditate.